Listen, Netflix has been getting some pretty good directors lately when it comes to their original films. My Uncle Coron is making one later this year. Andy Serkis has got one. Up-and-comer Marty Scorsese is slated for one next year. But if y'all seen Green Room and Blue Ruin, you would know that Jeremy Salisbury's steak gives you nothing but meat when it comes to his stories. Like, if I was being pretentious, if I was tapping into that side of me, I would call his movies visceral experiences. Movies that actually make you feel like you're in a haunted house. And it could be because he was a cinematographer, so he knows exactly how to capture what he wants. But when I saw his newest at TIFF, one that takes place completely in the snow, boy, that thing made me put on a sweater real quick. I thought this one was a junior price. It's confusing, it looks great, but it also has one of the weirdest stories in all of 2018. Let me explain. So this story takes place in Alaska where the sun sets at 3 p.m. It's pretty much the norm over there that if your kid spends 1 minute too long outside, he's gonna get taken by wolves. And so this lady calls Bernard, who wrote a book about living with wolves for a year, to come investigate, even though I don't know how he's gonna help when he's moving at 0.2 speed. The twist is, however, that it wasn't a wolf who took this child, but this she-wolf. The lady who lives next door actually believes that the couple is possessed by these wolf demons named Tornok, and they're possessed by darkness. Hence the title. Which, yeah, I can see people thinking that it's pretentious to have a movie, go, the darkness represents darkness. But I also see it as the evil that each person carries in them, right? Especially when you got guilt, right? Like, you're trying to make sure that part doesn't overconsume you. So whether she killed her son because she wanted her husband to come back from war, or because she's an actual wolf running a ritual just like the real wolves who were eating their pup for survival, the bigger twist comes when you realize that these two ain't even married. They're siblings. Book even confirms that they're twins.
You met your husband in the village?
I didn't meet him anywhere. I knew him my whole life.
Now, I don't know what it is with 2018, but these incest storylines are getting picked up faster than kids in Atlanta in the 80s. Granted, when you live in a town called Kilut, which is literally based off of a demonic dog in Inuit mythology that feeds on the dead, I mean, what do you expect? In fact, I started questioning if the kids were even taken by wolves, the ones that we were hearing of, or if it was a ritual that the other parents were doing, or maybe she was, and then I heard this line.
How did that feel?
It felt real good.
So, what if this kid was the one doing all those things, and thus he was the one who the parents had to kill in order to hold the darkness? I mean, he does come from incest, so, for all I know, this could be the next Joffrey. In my opinion, they're both part of this wolf cult since they were raised, right? I'm not saying that they're actual mystical beings. I don't believe they anamorphed into the wolves we see at the end, but we see glimpses of this in their past growing up. Their whole personality switch whenever they wear this mask, the blood ritual for when the kid dies. They're into some freaky deaky stuff, and I almost think that killing the kid is a part of it. Hence why the coffin is already ready when the dad comes back, right? Why his buddy was ready to take down a bunch of officers while he was burning all the evidence that him and his sister even existed. The fact that even earlier in the movie, when she mimics the scene at the hot springs by being in the hot tub and then chokes herself the same way that her brother will eventually choke her, it's like they're reliving this ritual, right? It's something that they're partaking of. Something that they may have even confessed to the child.
My teacher said it's bad to kill people.
If you have to.
Adonis wasn't even done like that. So pretty much I see the whole plan as a way for them to get closer. Super messed up, I know, but I guess when you don't have a Jared's in town and you're involved in wolf mythology, this is how you bond, right? By the end, they practically baptize themselves in the old springs they were raised in as the movie goes from hold the dark to hold the moan, and they just disappear into the snow. I know a lot of people, a bunch of you in the comments, aren't going to like the fact that the director, as well as the screenwriter, and even the author of the book have made this one of those where it's very open into interpretation, but, there's basics out there that you can get, like them being siblings and all of this being a part of their plan. Why? And what the dark represents? I guess they kind of leave it up to you, but for me, it is a little too on the nose to say it's a dark movie, but it is one about parenting, right? You got the officer who barely becomes a parent at 40, Russell who reconnects to his estranged daughter by the end when he survives, and these two who realize that their relationship is strongest as they sacrifice their own to rebuild their bond. In the weirdest foreplay I've ever seen. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I'm curious to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. A lot of interpretations for this one. A lot of people have been saying it's one of the best shootout scenes. A lot of people have been saying that it's one of the best shot movies, which I truly believe in, but It's a weird one. It's on Netflix. You can definitely catch it there. This was just the basics, not a full rundown, because it's like super confusing with the mythology and stuff that people were getting. But the basics is this. They're siblings. In order for them to bond, they had to get rid of the kid, be it because he was going to become a serial killer or just because that was like a sacrifice they made in their little weird wolf cult. Definitely let me know your thoughts down below, how you see it. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll send you a PG-rated version of Snow Dogs.